All right, boys and girls, good morning. I hope you're having a good day so far. We're going to work on some math together. We're going to be doing pages 29 and 30 in your workbook, in your colored workbook. So just go ahead and follow along with me, and we will go ahead and get started. We're going to be talking about comparing within 5. We're going to be showing which is less for page 29. So everything on this page is actually going to be talking about which is the smaller number or which is less. So we're going to compare the number to the number printed and circle the one that is less. For each problem, we're going to discuss how they can tell or how we can tell which one is less. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to count the blue counters. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I also will notice that this is a 5 frame, correct? We've been working with 5 frames quite a bit. We'll work with them more, and they'll become more important, especially when we put them with another 5 frame, which makes a 10 frame. But right now, I automatically should think to myself that I know that since this frame is full, that there is going to be 5 in there. It's okay if you have to count them. I just counted them, but sometimes if you are getting a little bit better, you can just go ahead and look and think to yourself that since my 5 frame is full, I automatically know that there are 5. So once again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue counters. So what I'm going to be doing is writing the number 5 right here on this line. And remember, when we write numbers, we take up the whole entire space. So which one is less, 5 or 4? And we know that 4 is less than 5. So I am going to circle the 4. If I wasn't sure, I could always draw 1, 2, 3, 4 circles if necessary and compare that there was 1 less when I have 4 than when I have 5. All right, my next one, I have 1, 2, 3 yellow counters. I'm going to write the 3 on the line, okay? And then it's going to say to me, which is less, 3 or 5, and I'm going to circle my 3. I can just circle this whole area because 3 is smaller or less than 5. What happens a lot of times I see kids do, especially when they're taking that test or working on their own, a lot of kids like to circle the word or. Or is not important to us, right? Or just is there. It's giving us the option. So please make sure your child understands that or should not be circled at any time. It's asking us which one is smaller or less, 3 or 5. All right, and once again, maybe this time, since I'm getting a little bit better, I can just look and know that there are 5 in this 5 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is less, 5 or 2. And I know that 2 is smaller or less than 5. Smaller or less than 5. And last but not least, I never put my counters over here, so I'm actually shocked that they did this. I guess it's not wrong, but I always have my students put theirs in the beginning and work their way this way. But they're doing it here. So I have 1, 2 counters. Once again, I would take up that whole entire area, which is less, 2 or 3. And that's a little bit tricky if you needed to draw out 3 circles and compare them to the 2. That is perfectly fine. But you would circle the 2 because 2 is less than 3. So go ahead and finish this page up. Page 29, and like I said, we're going to be doing page 30 together. So I'm going to get that set up while you guys finish this page. This page is a little tricky. I think it's one of the harder ones we do here, and and it takes a little bit of time, okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing more than the number of counters they gave us. So our first step, though, is to decide how many counters they gave us, and we're going to write the number of given counters, and then we're going to decide how many counters to draw to show more or less than, okay? So like I said, my first step is my first one, they gave me 1 counter, So I'm going to draw a 1 right there. 1. Okay? My blue counter, I'm drawing a 1. All right. So now this side we are drawing more. So my numbers are going to have to be bigger or more than every single time, okay? So I have 1 blue counter, and on my bottom row, my bottom counters, I am to draw more than 1. Now this is up to you. You can choose how many more you would like to draw. It just has to be more than 1. So I cannot just draw 1 because that would be the same, and that's not what they're asking me. They're asking me to draw more than 1. So I'm just going to draw 3 because 3 is more than 1. Like I said, you could go all the way to 5 if you wanted, but I just decided to draw 3, so I would be sure to write 3 on that line. It has to be written or your problem isn't complete. So make sure that you are writing in both sets of numbers. How many counters they gave you, you draw how many you would like, and then you need to write your number to match how many counters you decided to draw. All right, so for my next one, I have 1, 2, 3 counters. So I'll be writing a 3 on the line. And I'm on this side, so I still am drawing more. My number is going to be bigger than 3. This time I'm going to fill up my 5 frame, and I'm going to go all the way to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I decided to put 5 in there, and that's what that will look like. Okay. All right. Good job. And like I said, if you wanted to draw, you didn't have to draw 5. You could have drew 4 because that still would be more than 3. On this side, we're going to be focusing on drawing less. So every single time my number is going to be smaller than what the book has given me. So for my first one, they gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counters. I know my 5 frame is full, so I'm going to try my best to write 5 on this line. Just like that, I wrote my 5. And now I am drawing less than 5. So that could be anywhere from, I could draw 4, I could draw 3, I could draw 2, or I could draw 1. I just can't draw 5 because drawing 5 would mean that I am drawing the same amount and not a lesser number than 5. So for this one, I'm going to draw 4. Even though that's higher up there, it's a bigger number a little bit when compared to 1, 2, or 3, but it is still less than 5, so that means I am in the clear and I followed all of their directions. So I drew 4 counters. All right, they gave me 1, 2, 3. I'm going to draw a 3 or write a 3, and now it is my job to draw less. So for this one, I have less options. I only have the choices of 2 or 1, and this time I am just going to draw 1. So I'd be sure to write that in though, okay? All right. Once you have finished with that, that is all that we're going to be doing in our workbook. So you guys are good to go. If you have any questions, I will be on the Google Meet tomorrow at 2:05. I will be on there. So please let me know. I will, if you need me. I know Mrs. Gordon will be seeing you in the morning as well. So either ask her or you can join my meet at 2:05, which is always optional, just in case you have some last minute questions that you need done for the day. All right, have a good day.